Hello and good day. I'm Olumiwade Seun, a student of MMN Gather School, Batch 18 Group 3, and my mentor's name is Mentor Tony Fast. I'm here to present to you the reason why a website can be hacked, the possible solution to a hacked website, how to avoid your website from being hacked, then how to use Google Authenticator codes. Here I go. There are 6 basic reasons why hackers may like to hack your website. The first one is vulnerability scanning. Vulnerability scanning is a security technique that is used to identify security weakness in a computer system. Most times, this security measure is used by network administrators for obvious security purposes. However, hackers can also infiltrate this security tactic to gain unauthorized access, which can open the door to other infiltration tactics and motivations. Vulnerability scanning is essentially the gateway to additional attacks. The second one is server disruption. Server disruption attacks usually have their own personal motive. These types of attacks have one goal in mind, which is to shut down or render a particular website useless. One of the most popular forms of server disruption attacks are distributed denial of server or DDoS. In layman's terms, DDoS attacks are when a hacker seizes control over a network of zombie computers called a botnet. The botnet is then deployed like an army of mindless zombies to continuously ping a certain web server to overload a website and ultimately shut it down. The third one is money loss. This type of motivation for hackers is what everyone is most fearful about. As I mentioned above, online banking has been a revelation for some. However, the benefit definitely have its drawbacks. Online banking has paved the way for cyber thieves to digitally steal from you by placing banking trojans or malicious lines of code specifically designed to steal money from you, and extending light blue card to fewer. Hackers often look for opportunity to steal credit card information. The fourth one is information leakage. Along with monetary loss, this motivation for hacking is also a big concern among online users. Information leakage, as the name suggests, involves hackers accessing your personal and private information for various reasons. They could be trying to assume your personal identity by stealing your social security number, or they could be trying to expose a website and its valuable database. Take for example the recent Ashley Madison hack that occurred in the summer of 2015. Once hackers were able to infiltrate its customers' database, they essentially had the entire company and its faithful user as its mercy. When hackers finally posted the Ashley Madison data, it sent the earth rattling shocks waves throughout the internet society. Website vandalism. Website vandalism inspired attacks are often done more for a shock factor to grab people's attention. This type of motivation can be politically driven, such as to deface a certain candidate's website, or could simply be used just as a source of fun. These days, school districts across the country are reeling from constant website vandalism attacks, primarily from their own students. This has proven the growth skill level and overall widespread knowledge of hacking among the youth. Instead of punishing this sort of behavior, Slate is proposing that schools in America begin encouraging students to become more ethical hackers and to help their schools instead of destroying it for sheer sake of being funny. The 6 reasons why hackers may like to hack your website is unauthorized code execution. Unauthorized code execution motives can be a bit tricky. In this case, hackers typically want to infect a user with malware in order to ultimately take control of said user's computer through the execution of commands or code. This is a powerful form of hacking that allows hackers to take complete control of the victim's computer. When hackers run unauthorized code, this can be one of the first steps of turning a user's computer into a zombie or a bot, as we mentioned in the motivational number 2. Having this kind of unprecedented access can lead to a limitless number of suspicious activities that a hacker can perform without even a trace of being caught. Number 2, what are the possible solutions what are the possible steps, the text and tactics or the solutions to a website that is being hacked. If your website has been hacked, the most important thing is that you stay calm and systematically take the appropriate measure. This tutorial will show you how you can recover your website one step at a time. Now, you have to do just 6 things. Number 1 is to check your local computer for viruses. 2, change your passwords. 3, assessing damage. 4, restarting your backup. 5, updating plugins and themes. Then 6, recovering your website from blacklist. The first thing is you have to check your computer for viruses. Before you start recovering your website, you must exclude the possibility that your computer was origin of the attack. For this reason, first check your local computer for viruses and infections with malware. Then you change your passwords. These are the following passwords you need to change: SFTP password, SSH password, then database password. Website users reset the password for all users. The attacks may have created new users. Carefully check the user account administration for your website and remove any suspicious user. Now, what do you need to do? Assessing damage. Now it is time to evaluate the situation and plan how to proceed. Which files are affected? Did the attacker have access to your website? Is just one website affected, or are multiple websites on your web space affected? Did the attacker have access to your database? Is sensitive data affected? Who needs to be informed? For example, to assess the extent of damage, you can use Google Webmaster Tools. You will need a Google account. Google recommended the following steps. To find out what Google's automatic scanner have found, the Google Safe Browsing Diagnostic page of your website, that is http www.google.com/safebrowsing/diagnostic, and so on and so forth. If your website has been infected with malware, check the malware page in the search console, click status in the website dashboard, and then malware. This page lists example URLs of your website that contains malicious code. Hackers sometimes add new URLs to your website for their malicious purpose. For example, this is the case in phishing attacks. Now, how to manage your web space recovery. In the future, you can use one of these backup solutions. For example, creating WordPress backup for a free with a subscription, WordPress free backups, backup free, then create Joomla backups. You may create backups directly at no charge in Joomla using Akiba Backup or EJB. This solution backup your files and database. Now, how can you avoid your computer or your website from being hacked? To avoid hacking and malicious alteration of the application, software companies are turning to new anti-tamper solution that will protect the entire application as well as maintaining code integrity. As software hackers adopt new sophisticated methods of breaking code and stealing software, independent software company ISVs are scrambling to stay one step ahead of thieves in order to protect their intellectual property. Today, that is getting harder to do. It is certainly more complex as traditional anti-hacking defenses are becoming largely ineffective against more sophisticated tampering tactics. In fact, hackers have become so good at what they do that Nintendo recently reported loss of $975 million due to a piracy. Microsoft also estimated that it lost $900 million in 5 years when a Taiwan company started to pirate 21 titles, selling them in 22 countries. Yet, despite these significant losses, current anti-tamper products just aren't up to the task of protecting sophisticated software applications. Rather than protecting the application, anti-tamper products today easily succumb to hackers' efforts in a matter of minutes or hours, or they are often hog drains on application performance and can result in unpredictable performance spikes. Hardware breakpoint attacks. Many modern processors have a fixed number of hardware breakpoints, also known as the bug register, that can be used by applications and debuggers. These breakpoints are provided in the processor as a way to easily debug applications. Developers configure the breakpoint so they can interrupt the program to verify proper operation. But once an application is released to end user, hackers use the breakpoint in order to subvert the proper execution of application. This result is that breakpoint becomes a powerful hacker tool used to change the behavior of a program without changing the code. The traditional solution to this is to detect the use of hardware breakpoints and respond accordingly. However, this just moves the problem back one level. The hacker will simply use a hardware breakpoint to circumvent the detection or overwriting mechanism and continue with his hack. Incredibly, this kind of attack can take around 2 to 3 hours to remove the protection. Additionally, it is always best when an anti-tamper solution is applied to a per application basis. This means that each application has a unique defense that's specific to that particular application build. When that happens, a hacker must crash each application individually so the application is not susceptible to global attacks. By deploying a unique defense to tampering in every application, hackers become reticent to spend the time to manually remove checks, as this job is tedious and laborious. In many cases, the sheer length of time and effort required makes the hacker quit and move on to easier targets. In conclusion, the impact of failed or ineffective security can be catastrophic, exposing vital system or product to significant losses or damage. If a security solution fails to address sophisticated hacking attack, then it is likely that the software's protection effectiveness will be near zero. Essentially, expose the software to hackers immediately. The hackability of software should be a key consideration to ISPs looking to protect their IP investment, with hackers becoming more creative and sophisticated. Having an application and infrastructure protecting strategy that lengthens the protection time of the old system as long as possible is obviously the best way to protect your IP investment and ultimately your business. Finally, how to use or how to activate Google Authenticator code. All you need is click on my page, click on security, choose Google Authenticator, save or screenshot the alphanumerical key displayed. You can save it somewhere. Go to Google Play Store, download Authenticator or Google Authenticator. Open the app, that is Google Authenticator. Follow the instructions. Input the Google Authenticator, the one you have saved somewhere. Input your email and save. Whenever you log in and bypass the email and password, you will be requested to put your Google Authenticator code. Go back and open the application, that is Google Authenticator you downloaded. Copy the 6 digits displayed. Go back to the login page and paste it and click send. That's just all. By then you are good to go. Thank you very much. That's a little I have for you for now. See you next time. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day.